The name's Crazy Dave. You could just call me Crazy Dave. I think this is going to be a different flavour of Let's Play than we've done in the past, you know what I mean? I feel like this is going to be a lot more low-key. Okay, we're playing a bit of a different game than I usually play on the channel. We're playing Plants vs Zombies. I tried to record a different game. It didn't work out. And there it is. The hand of the ghoul. The right hand of the king. This is a game by PopCap. It's a classic. Look, I'm going to be so real. This game had a vice grip on me when I was younger. And the fact that I've got it now to just play on Steam, I'm so excited to play it again. It's been so long. I'm very, very excited to do this. So, for those, I guess, who haven't played Plants vs Zombies, it's a very simple game. All you do is just put plants on grass and defend your little house over here from zombonis. And you collect sun, and then you can plant little guys here. These are pea shooters. You can shoot peas. It's a pretty standard affair of a tower defense game. If you've played tower defense games before, very similar. I think this is going to be a different flavour of Let's Play than we've done in the past, you know what I mean? I feel like this is going to be a lot more low-key. It's going to be a lot more chill. We're just planting plants and taking out zombies. You know how it is? No one else experienced this before? Hold on, can I like... Can I like decrease the size of the mouse? This mouse is obnoxiously big, but I guess not. Never mind. It is what it is. Anyway, we've got zombonis. They're coming at us. They're just walking. But to be honest, this is just a tutorial. We got one layer of grass, but we'll get much more in the future. It goes up to like 6, I think. We got a sunflower here. It gives us additional sun, so we can move on to the next level. Let's level it up a little bit. Look how many zombies are there. That's terrifying. Honestly, real rap, real talk. If there was a zombie apocalypse happening, if I was in a zombie apocalypse, I'm done. I'm finished, you know? There ain't no chance. There ain't no damn way I'm surviving. I've never found myself as one of those people that would be able to survive. I'm not a main character like that. I'm just not. You ever watched, I was going to say Walking Dead, but I haven't watched Walking Dead. What am I thinking of? The one with Pedro Pascal. Last of Us. If you've ever watched that before, you can tell Pedro Pascal, I can't say his name, Pedro Pascal. He is the main character. You can't really doubt his abilities to get through something, but with me, I just trip over random garbage on the floor, and then the zombies would be like, alright, well, I thought you were going to make this a challenge. But I mean, if I had these pea shooters on my side, different conversation, different stories. Don't eat him. Don't eat him. Relax. So these sunflowers generate all the sun we need to take out the zombies, which is always nice. I'm actually just using the OBS screen here. I'm using OBS for the first time actually recording Let's Plays. I actually usually use the Elgato game capture software directly, which I found is usually better at producing kind of high quality output, which isn't me kind of slating OBS. I think it's more just a case of I don't really know the best settings for OBS. And the Elgato game capture software just kind of deals with all of that pretty much straight away, which is nice. So most of the games that I record, oh god, I said the word record weirdly, didn't I? Most of the games I record are very much just console games. In fact, I don't think I've played a PC game until now. Mainly because I'm using a laptop and my laptop can't really handle all of that. But OBS is pretty lightweight, which is nice. It means I can play kind of low-key games like this, which aren't very resource heavy. I can play them without any kind of issues using OBS and recording off Audacity. You know, there's probably a better way to do this. My setup, generally speaking, for recording isn't amazing by any stretch. I've got a laptop, I've got Audacity, and I've got recording software. That's all I've got. I don't even have like a full-scale high-end computer or anything like that. I need to save up for one because I wanted to get a proper PC for quite a while, and I've just not taken the time to save up and invest, which is kind of on me because I definitely have the means to do so. I just haven't really prioritized it, which is weird considering how much I use computers in my day-to-day, so I probably should. It's a bit of a weird one. I feel like I've been living in the house I've been living in for a while, and I just need to take time to just set up. Do you know what I mean? I'm comfortable. I'm enjoying where I am. But my desk is like kind of rickety. I've got a laptop, but not like a proper PC setup when I'm trying to do this YouTube thing. It's just like a lot of improvements can be made. For what it's worth, like the setup that I have now, which is a laptop and a dream, the dream being killing zombies, of course. I've got a lot of mileage out of this, and I don't expect that to change in terms of its resourcefulness. I think for what it is, it does a really good job. I don't have any complaints about it. That being said, maybe there's a better way to deal with some of this stuff that I've got here. I don't know. Look at this symmetry. That's one thing I will like go out of my way to potentially ruin my board through, because I just want symmetry alongside things. It's not ideal. It kind of does ruin the game sometimes, but I'm a sucker for symmetry. I am a sucker for making sure that things look pretty more than anything else. But yeah, this is Plants vs. Zombies. I feel like I haven't really talked about the game that much. So this is a game that came out in what, like 2008, maybe? And, you know, I'd go out of my way to say this is probably one of my favorite games that I've ever played. And I don't know it like that. And I hope you know what I mean when I say that. I don't know it like that. It's like when people say that they have a favorite game. Oh, well, we got here a walnut. That's nice. When people say that they've got a favorite game, I feel like you can ask them so many questions about that game. And they're like, yeah, in level 3, stage 1, you've got X, Y, and Z enemies, and you've got these shortcuts, and I don't really know that about a lot of games that I love. I just remember the kind of experiences I had with them, and I remember experiencing this game for the first time through a Let's Play, and it was very much my gateway into Let's Plays via Nintendo Capri Sun, who is my goat. I love that dude. He's still creating Let's Plays till this day. He's the first ever Let's Player I watched, and he played Plants vs. Zombies. I think that's kind of what really took his channel to superstardom in the time. That whole genre of Let's Plays during that time, which, yeah, I guess around 2008 to 2010, it was huge on YouTube. It was really, really big on YouTube for games like this, for games you can sit down and play with friends kind of thing on your consoles. A lot more chilled out, a lot more fun. I don't feel like that's the case anymore, but not to digress too hard. Anyway, my main interaction with this game initially was through Nintendo Capri Sun's Let's Play. And once I watched him play through it, I was like, well, I've definitely got to try it myself. But I didn't have a PC that could run it. So I ended up downloading it on my Xbox 360. And I think I've still got Plants vs. Zombies on my Xbox 360. The Xbox 360 that I used to record Sonic 06 still has Plants vs. Zombies on there, which is pretty nice. Might boot it up on the Xbox 360. I could have actually just played it on the 360 rather than on Steam, how I'm playing it now. But honestly, this is just a lot more lightweight. It's a lot easier to manage. And the thing is with the Xbox 360, I don't know if you can hear it when you watch Sonic 06 videos, but certainly when I initially listened to the audio back in Audacity, you can hear the hum and the whirring of the fans. And you have to get a noise profile, and then you have to make sure that the rest of your voice recordings cleaned of the noise as best it possibly can be. It's a whole ordeal. So I was just like, also the fact that I've just kind of disconnected my Xbox 360 and it's kind of just living on the floor, and actually on the floor. I've kind of put it away in its own little area with all of its cables. So I didn't really want to unearth all of that when I just had Plants vs. Zombies here on the PC. So why not just play it here? You know what I'm saying? But yes, Plants vs. Zombies, what a game. Played it on my Xbox 360 originally. Had a ton of fun. Did pretty much all of the missions I could. And then every now and then I'd play it again. But I'll tell you, I haven't played this game properly, like fully through, in a long, long time. So I'm excited to do it on this. I don't think I'll do all of the bonus content. I never really do when it comes to these playthroughs that I do for the channel. I kind of just like playing them, going through them, and just when we've done the main story, that's the story done. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that setup. I think with Plants vs. Zombies, you could do stuff like survival mode and do the, the Zen Garden, I think it is. You could do that stuff, but I don't think I'm going to do that this time. Anyway, we got a shovel. Lets you dig up a plant and make room for another plant. The name's Crazy Dave. You can just call me Crazy Dave. Listen, I've got a surprise for you. But first I need you to clear your lawn. Use your shovel and dig up those plants. Let the digging commence. Alright, let's kill all of these unwillingly alive pea shooters. Put them in the grave. Put them in the dirt, quite literally. Okay, goody. Now for the surprise. We're going bowling. Take these walnuts. Why do I put a walnut in your hand? Because I'm crazy. This is such like a lol XD random side of humor that was just on the internet during this time. It's kind of endearingly cringe. That's the way I would classify it. And, you know, maybe people don't care for the endearingly cringe. And that's okay. I do. I love endearingly cringe. That's where I am in life. I create YouTube videos, of course, that's where I am in life. It's funny, I talk about YouTube to friends and stuff like that, and they're all very chill and quite supportive about it, which is always nice, you know what I mean? It's always nice that this kind of stuff is much more normalized these days, I guess. I mean, if I had this conversation with people, I mean, hell, even 5 years ago. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Whoopsies. Oh, what the yeah, even if I had this conversation with people a few years back, it would probably be weird to be like, oh, I create gaming videos on YouTube. And they'll be like, oh, that's a bit of a waste of time. Which, I mean, to be fair, some people could attribute it as that. But honestly, this is such a fun hobby. I'm just playing through the game. There's no expectations to be incredible at it or anything like that. Just chilling and playing. And that's kind of what I wanted this whole YouTube journey to be, is just the opportunity to play games before. And I think I talked about it when I first started creating videos, in that this whole channel is kind of here because I wasn't playing games anymore, and games were such a huge part of my life. And I didn't really want that to go away. So I wanted to almost be slightly productive with the way I was playing games, which, I mean, it's completely fine to just switch off and do nothing with games. Let me clarify that. This isn't like a, at least I'm doing something useful with my time when playing games, because it's like, who cares, right? It's more so like I enjoy being creative, and this gives me an opportunity to do that. So, you know, it kind of marries the creativity side of things with the video games, and at the end you get this car crash of a YouTube channel that we've made so far. Oh, goodness me. Anyway, we're on level 1-6. There's 10 stages per level? 10 boards per level? I don't know what you would call them. Sub-levels, maybe? So, we should be able to get through this first one pretty quickly. This guy, what's he called here? The potato mine. Super, super helpful little fella. Takes time to warm up here in the ground. Takes time to cook in the oven. When he cooks, though, I'll tell you what, let him cook, and he's here, he's chilling. Look at his little face. Look at his dopey little face. I love him. Because they only take 25 sun, it's a lot easier to just manage the first couple of zombies with these guys, and then just build up your sun for actual helpful resources like pea shooters, which are more helpful long term. Potato mines are good in the early game of a stage, of a board, but then when it gets later on, when you've got zombies swarming, it gets a lot less practical, because it takes time to warm up and actually be active, and you don't have that time because zombies will eat potatoes. That's one thing people will say about zombies: they eat potatoes for lunch, quite literally. They don't even care for brains, they just want potatoes. Alright, we'll put another one down here, because these cone heads take a little bit more to take out than your standard zomboni. There he goes. I absolutely adore the designs in this game. I can't lie. Everything about this game is just so damn charming. It's just so damn charming. Get rid of him. Gone. Easy. Easy as that. Who we getting next? You'll notice, by the way, I can't just like spam put down a bunch of stuff. It's because I need to essentially let these things charge. They've all got kind of cooldown time. Ooh, what are you? Is that a javelin? So what we can do here, put a walnut here, let him jump over. And now he's just a regular-ass zombone. Take him out with a couple. Hopefully he won't eat that plant. I put him way too close. My brother, I'm sorry. Get rid of him, please. Oh, no. I'm but a fool. Oh, I've made a mistake here. You know what? I might need to use a cherry bomb, which just acts as a permanent end to these little creatures, at least temporarily. I remember when I used to watch Nintendo Capri Sun, he used to call them TSPPs, which are temporary solutions to permanent problems, which is honestly a plague that affects me daily, honestly. Temporary solutions to permanent problems, literally how I navigate life. So, honestly, Plants vs. Zombies, it's an excellent commentary. Put another plant down here. And you can see, look, it's not the most interesting when it comes to, like, the first few levels, but trust me, it ramps up, and it ramps up quick. You'd hope it ramps up, wouldn't you? I mean, if this is the level we're working with. But look, it's the 6th level. It's just introducing us to the concept of defending your garden against zombones. One thing I will say at this point now, I have finished this level. This level cannot, like, I can't lose. Because at the end of each of these kind of lanes that we've got here, we've got these, what do we call these? I was about to call them tractors. They're not tractors. What the hell are they called? Lawnmowers. There we go. Goodness me. We've got lawnmowers at the end. And if a zombie gets to the end of a lane where you've got no plants and there's a lawnmower here, the lawnmower will activate and it'll just kind of automatically take down everything on that lane. So, I mean, it was pretty much risk-free. We could have just put the controller down there. Controller, I'm using a mouse, same thing. Here's the snow pea. It's the same as a pea shooter, except it's got a bit more of an effect in that it slows down enemies as well. No new zombies. We've just got the standard zombies, and we're just going to be working through this one again. Same old, same old. Nothing too crazy, but we use the snow pea throughout the game as well. I think it's probably better, again, just to set up initially with potato mines. Let the early zombies take their time to you know, get taken out by these little potatoes. And whilst that's happening, we can just kind of slowly but surely build up our sun. So I actually usually build 2 columns of sun, but to be honest, it might be a bit overkill this early in the game. I do want to try a challenge at some point in the future. Maybe in some Beyond channel. I don't know. But in some point in the future, where you try and beat the game without using any sunflowers, which I want to say is possible, but I'm not entirely sure. I think I would assume it is. I bet you people have done it, is what I'm saying. I bet you 100% that people have done it. That zombie goes down, and that zombie will go down soon enough as well. We're just saving up and stacking up on this sun. Look how sunny it is. So I mentioned a little bit earlier that my initial playthrough that I was going to do, I kind of chalked off essentially, which it's the first time I've ever actually had to do that. It's the first time I've ever had to scrap a first recording. And, you know, I've been able to do that in short spurts, but generally speaking, I'll come out of most recording sessions being like, you know what, that was good. But I don't know what it was. I recorded about an hour and a half of content for, and I mean, I'll tell you what it was. It was Rayman. It was the first Rayman game on the PS1. I recorded about an hour and a half of it, and I was like, you know what? That wasn't good. And I hadn't listened back to it yet or anything like that. I just had the vibe that, you know what, this isn't that good. So rather than kind of just persevering with Rayman, I thought, you know what, let's just chalk Rayman off and we'll try something different. And I feel like the reason why I wasn't that successful with the Rayman recording is because that game is super, super hard, first and foremost. It's a very, very difficult game. And you kind of just need to sit down and concentrate for it. So a lot of the time was just me in silence, just trying to navigate through the game. Which, I mean, look, for some, I'm sure they would love it. But for a YouTube channel that is primarily constituted of talking over games and providing commentary, it's not a good look. If one of the core parts is just not there. So, yeah, I just... Maybe I'll look back on it. And maybe I'll release it one day, who knows. Maybe it isn't actually that bad. Maybe it isn't actually that bad, and in actual fact, I can release it and it'll be fine. I don't know. But I guarantee, if I listen back to it, I'll probably have the same vibe. Which, again, I'm not that mad about. If anything, I'm kind of happy the fact that I just recognized it and didn't record anything further. And didn't just force myself to release the content for what it is, you know what I mean? So, I think there's a learning in that. If you're not on, then it's cool. Just try again. And that's totally fine. You know, it is what it is. I think Rayman's a game that I've always wanted to play through on the channel. Maybe by the time this has happened, it's happened. I don't know. I don't want to date the videos too much, but you know what I mean. Maybe Rayman's already been played through as we speak. Who knows? That being said, I'm happy to leave it on the back burner. I'm not going out of my way being like, yes, I've really got to record Rayman, but, you know, I would have liked to, but if it's not now, it'll be later, which is totally cool. Honestly, I think I'd prefer it to be later as well, because trying to set up the PS3, oof. So for context, I bought a PlayStation 3 that is backwards compatible with PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, which is like a pretty rare thing to find these days. I mean, rarer. Or more rare. Is rarer a word? That doesn't sound like a word, does it? It is more rare and harder to obtain than kind of a standard PS3 that's just, you know, just bog standard PS3. So I've got one, and I was playing through it, and it's fine for what it's worth. It plays great. I'm really enjoying it. I've never owned a PS3 before, so having one is great. That being said, PS3s have natively got something called HDCP, which is something to do with copyright, essentially. And if it's enabled, you can't use things like Elgato to record things at all on it. Which means that even though you link everything up through your Elgato and stuff like that, there will be nothing that shows up on the screen, which isn't ideal, obviously. That's not great. So I was kind of thinking to myself, like, is there a way to disable it? Turns out, no. On PS4 and PS5, there is a way to disable it. It's just simply a check mark, but in PS3, it's natively built in. You can't check it out. In any case, before we kind of carry on with that, we've got 6 slots here, and we've got several seed packets now that we can pick and choose between. So what we could essentially do is pick the seed packets, sorry, that we want to use, and with that, we can start the level. So we're going to have a lot of choice. You probably saw there was a hell of a lot of gaps that were down there. We're going to get a lot of different types of plants. We're going to be a green finger. Is that the phrase? Green finger? It doesn't sound right. Green thumb? Green arm? Green leg? But yeah, going back to the PS3 thing. So I have a PS3. Unfortunately, I can't record off of it at this moment in time. Not to say I can't in the future. Looking online, it looks like there are solutions to kind of abridge the issue of HDCP, typically through some kind of splitter, and it usually works. So I'll probably need to look into that a little bit more. But that was a whole faff. I was spending like a good 35-40 minutes trying to figure that out, and eventually I got no answers. So I hooked up the PS2, and at that point, I was like, okay, let's just get on with it kind of thing. I was already not in the mood. I could already feel I wasn't in the mood. In any case, I carried on with it, and lo and behold, I played through the game. No, sorry, I did not play through the game entirely. I played through maybe like the first 4 or 5 levels, and you know, there were parts, I'm not going to say it was all terrible, because I don't think that's true. I think a good 60% of it was usable, it was workable, and I could find stuff. But I could definitely see myself, and I could feel myself just not really talking much over the game, which isn't ideal. So I kind of got to the point where I was like, you know, this probably isn't worth it. And that was kind of coupled with the fact that I wasn't doing that hot on the game as well. So I think do I want to call it stresses? Certainly the difficulties of setting up the PS3 to subsequently failing with that and having to default back to the PS2 and then not doing so good on the game because it's a difficult game and I have to concentrate. It just kind of all coalesced into this whole not a good vibe, you know? And again, it's not as if I was just like actively like depressed while playing the game, like legit crying and kind of punching the table and shit like that. Obviously that wasn't the case, but it wasn't my regular vibe, which, you know, for better or for worse, I wasn't comfortable with it. So with that being said, I kind of got rid of it. What is this guy doing? This guy's getting way too close. Please take him out. We got a little Chomper here, by the way. Okay, we've got to just... Whoops. We did not deal with this well enough. Whoopsie daisies. We got a Chomper here, by the way. He just takes out things. We're just going to get rid of these two, by the way. Let's dig up a sunflower and let's put a Chomper there. We'll get rid of him there because he does take a while to eat up. He's got a massive, massive cooldown. You can see he's still grubbing on that zombie he ate a little bit earlier, which, to be fair to him, I don't blame him. It looked appetizing, it looked delicious, but we ain't got time for all that, Chomper. We ain't got time for all that. You gotta get back on your A game. Slowly but surely, we're building up our artillery. We'll probably get a Chomper per row as well. That'll act as like a first nice line of defense. I really should have got something here, shouldn't I? That was a bad idea. Let's put a pea shooter down here. But we've got a lot of sun. We have got a lot of sun that can deal with the majority of things that come up. And this is the last wave of zombies as well. You can kind of see from the little red flag here at the bottom how many huge waves you've got to deal with. And because we've got cherry bombs, which just have an AoE destroy all... I was about to say destroy all monsters like it was Yu-Gi-Oh! Just destroy the zombies that are here. It just makes life easier. Look, we can just do this. We've only got... Well, we've got no zombies left. But we did get this guy. Oh, he's a little bit angrier. He looks a little edgier, doesn't he? This is the repeater. Fires 2 peas at a time. Okay. So, for a little extra real estate on your garden, you're able to put down a bit more of an expensive pea shooter. So, has the same effect as 2 pea shooters, but obviously you're only using 1 tile, which, to be honest, isn't the end of the world anyway, to be honest. Like, having 2 pea shooters there, it's not as if I was, like, at the edge of the tiles I was trying to use. So, is it even worth it? Probably not, but I'll use it for this one, just because it's cool to use the new plants where I can. We'll do this, I guess. No, we'll get rid of the snow pea. Put a walnut there, because walnuts are probably a little bit more useful. And let's start to cook. I've not played the sequels to this game because they didn't look like my cup of tea. And I mean that in the sense of, I'm pretty sure one of them was like a mobile game, and then another one was like an FPS game. They made some weird decisions with Plants vs. Zombies. I don't know why they decided to make one of them an FPS, but I don't know if it's any good. It might be great. I have no idea. I've never played it. So it might actually be a fantastic game. So I won't talk too much shit about that. The mobile game, I mean, it's kind of similar to this. But I think the minute anything like this turns into a mobile game and then you've got to buy coins to unlock doors or whatever the hell it is so you can play more levels, I'm like, yeah, just miss me with that. I'm not I'm not vibing with it. Not to say I don't play mobile games. I used to play Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle literally all the time. So it's not as if I'm above the iron grip that mobile games have on the society of today. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I just like, if I can avoid it, I will, you know? Dokkan Battle was good fun, but, you know, I don't think I would ever put as much time as I did into it previously. I certainly wouldn't want to do that for something like Plants vs. Zombies. I think with Dokkan Battle, it's a little bit different because it's just Dragon Ball Z. It's one of my favorite franchises. And I suppose Plants vs. Zombies is for other people, so, you know, maybe mobile games is the way forward. Maybe, I mean, this game would be really, really well suited for a mobile device. That being said, it has a really good setup for mobile gaming, but I just wish that it wasn't, you know, pay-to-play kind of thing, which it looked like, at least from what I saw, it definitely gets to that stage, which is a shame. In any case, we've got our repeaters down, and you can see they dealt with that zombie pretty quickly. Let's just take out this cone head. We've just got a little guy there. We'll put a walnut here, so this javelin zombie jumps over him. And slowly but surely, he'll be defeated. He's got a little jersey on. I'm pretty sure there's a zombie in here that was supposed to be like Thriller Michael Jackson. I don't know if that's still in the game. That might have been removed. The symmetry's looking clean. The symmetry, the line, the fade, the touch-up is looking good. I'm enjoying all of the setup that we've got here. Let's get another walnut here. It is truly symmetrical. But this is what I was saying. Like, yes, you get to save real estate on your lawn with the repeater. At this stage of the game, it really doesn't matter, though, because, like, you're never really going to be using, like, these rows. Sorry, these columns. Very, very much. Unless you're just trying to quickly get rid of things with, like, cherry bombs or chompers. A good tactic is to put a chomper behind a walnut. A lot of people who played this game know about this already, but the chomper kind of has a little bit of, like, a 1.5 tile kind of area of effect, which is always really, really helpful. So that means that whilst the zombies are eating the walnuts, the chomper can kind of bite the zombie that's eating the walnuts, which is very, very nice. That helps a lot. Let's just put another repeater down there. I could have carried on putting them on the other rows, but these metal bucket-headed zombies, they have a lot of HP. They have a lot of HP. So let's put this guy here. We'll put another chomper down. We've got so much sun. We've got so much sun. We don't need to deal with half of this. Didn't mean to put that there, but that's fine. The symmetry is dead. The symmetry is absolutely dead. That's a damn shame. And that chomper's going to die as well. Well, you know, I can only blame myself. Truly, I can only blame myself. These zombies deserve better. But at this stage in the game, we can probably just get rid of most of the stuff that we've got here. Clean up with the repeaters, and as we get to this final flag, we've just got cherry bombs and lawnmowers. So we're all good. We're chilling. We have no risks of losing this one, in my personal opinion. If we do at this stage, something catastrophic will have happened. The game will have crashed if we don't get past this level, which, you know what? If it was to happen, goodness me. You know what? I just double checked on OBS if I was still recording, or if I'd even clicked record. There was just a part of my mind. An intrusive thought was just like, what if you just haven't recorded this whole thing? What would you do? And honestly, I'd probably stop YouTube there and then. This would be the last recording you would hear from me. But thankfully it is recording, so we're all good. We've got 275 sun, one more sun, and we've got enough for 2 cherry bombs. Cherry bomb! Is that the famous song? I feel like she's my... Oh no, it's cherry pie, isn't it? She's my cherry pie. Yeah, and then there's cherry bomb, isn't there? Yeah, okay, fine. Oh, we've got a little letter. Written in cursive, no less. Look how polite. Look how neat and tidy. Hello. We are about to launch an all-out attack on your house. Sincerely, the zombies. Alright, thank you for the note. I appreciate it. And there they are. They were not lying. That is certainly an all-out attack. Okay, so typically on the kind of final levels of each of the... sorry, how do I want to phrase this? Final stages of each of the levels. So the X-10 levels, typically there's like a challenge situation rather than just kind of planting and getting through a level like you have for the previous kind of 7 or 8 attempts alongside the bowling, for example. There's typically a more challenged like approach to things. So in this, we just have kind of a conveyor belt of these plants coming towards us. And with that, we can just plant them for free, which is nice because it means that we don't need to deal with... that was such a stupid placement of the cherry bomb. I don't know why I did that. We don't need to place any sunflowers. We don't need to do any sun management. It just makes life a little bit easier, you know? We're simply just having to play with the cards that we're dealt, which is a game I'm happy to play. I'm excited to play more games like this, and by that I mean just games I can just sit and play without a thought in the world, because they're just very, very chill. I know them well. Like, I'm excited to play through games like Crash 3, Crash Team Racing. Justice of the Roses was kind of like that, to be honest. It's just games that I know really well, and I can just get through without any issues. Not to say I want to phone in the playthroughs that I do, but far from that, but, you know, just games that I can actively rely on as games that will be easy to play, it'll be fun to play and things like that. It doesn't always have to be kind of blind playthrough of Sonic games. That's the last thing I want my channel to be. I do not want to be a Sonic channel. I'm so sorry. That's just not my vibe. Sonic games are good fun. Sonic games are hella good fun, but you know what? I don't think I could dedicate my life to playing Sonic. It's just not for me, man. But maybe I just need to expand my horizons with Sonic games. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe I don't know all of the good Sonic games, and because of that, I need to live and learn. You know what I'm saying? Just put these plants down. Who cares, right? Let's just put this here. Who cares? That's absolutely 100% going to get eaten. But you know what? We just need to get rid of them. So let's just put them down. Here come a huge wave of zombies. Not the huge wave, but a huge wave. Let's just get rid of some of them at least with the cherry bomb. Let's just get rid of more of them with the cherry bomb. Why not? Let's just speed this up. You know what I'm saying? Why are we calming? Why are we calming this? We could be very, very quick to react with a lot of this stuff, because how many zombies are getting past all this stuff? If we're being so real with ourselves, what zombies are getting past this? None of them. None of them is my answer. Let's put this here. Put this here. And let's put another pea shooter down here. So we got a good setup here. The pea shooters are slowly but surely losing their edge when it comes to power, because these bucket heads are very, very strong. They're strong as hell. They've got a lot of HP. They've got the standard attacks of a regular-ass zombie. But I'll tell you what, they take a lot of hits to take down. I don't know their exact HP. Probably close to like 40 or 50 hits or something like that. Look how many zombies there are, though. This is kind of how chaotic this game gets. And a lot more, to be completely honest. There is just so much going on. We can leave this here, actually. Clicked off again. My fault. My mistake. It's because I'm using my OBS screen as like the main screen to look at, because the Plants vs. Zombies screen is super, super small. Unless I put it on like full screen mode, which I'm not bothered about doing. So because of that, I'm like looking at my OBS screen and using the mouse on there. But then I'll accidentally just actually pull the mouse over to OBS itself. It's a whole confusing ordeal. Who cares? Anyway, let's take out some more zombies. Oh, these guys are getting a little close, aren't they? They're getting a little close. Okay, we're on our final wave. Let's just put down a bunch of stuff here. We've got a cherry bomb. We've got a couple of plants here. We'll put these down. Let's put this here. And we'll take this cherry bomb and we will use it here. Because we've got three metal heads. Three big fans of Megadeth. And this should be the end of the road. Boys to men, zombies to dust. And just like that, we pick up a mushroom. Which signifies that we are going to the night levels next. So these things are free. You can see here it's kind of symbolized by the fact that 0. But it's because we're going to nighttime stages where sunflowers don't work. Oh no, they do work, sorry, but you don't get sun from the sky. Because it's nighttime, it makes sense, right? Whatever, anyway, okay, we're done for now. We're on to level 2 next.